The year 2025 has brought rapid sweeping change to the United States. From the corridors of power in Washington to the streets of small towns, the nation is experiencing a period of transformation unlike any in recent memory. The pace of events is relentless, and the stakes feel higher than ever. Halfway through Trump's new term, 3 stories dominate the headlines and shape the national conversation, capturing the attention of both supporters and critics alike. A landmark deal with Columbia University that's sending shockwaves through higher education and beyond. A bold economic overhaul that promises to redefine the rules of American prosperity. And a high-stakes investigation into the origins of the 2016 Russia probe, reopening old wounds and raising new questions. These stories are not isolated. They're deeply interconnected, forming the backbone of the administration's America First agenda and influencing every aspect of American life. The Columbia deal challenges campus culture, sparking debates about free speech, academic independence, and the role of universities in society. New trade and tech policies aim to re-engineer prosperity, shifting the balance of global power and impacting American workers and businesses. And the Russia probe seeks to rewrite a divisive chapter in American politics, with implications for trust in government and the future of democracy. Each of these developments has far-reaching implications for every American, touching lives in ways both visible and unseen. The administration's approach is aggressive, seeking to dismantle old norms and replace them with new frameworks that reflect a changing world. But as these changes unfold, a critical question emerges. Will this strategy unite the country or deepen its divisions, pushing Americans further apart? That's the question facing America today, as citizens, leaders, and communities grapple with uncertainty and hope. In the following scenes, we'll break down these pivotal stories, examining the forces at play and the choices that lie ahead. We'll explore the Columbia deal, the economic shakeup, and the Russia investigation, revealing how each is shaping the nation's path. By unpacking these issues, we can better understand the forces shaping America's future and the choices that will define the next chapter in our nation's story. On July 25, 2025, Columbia University and the Trump administration announced a landmark agreement. The deal, led by interim President Claire Shipman, addresses free speech, anti-Semitism, and ideological bias on campus. Months of protests and public scrutiny pushed Columbia to the negotiating table, facing pressure from the government and its own community. The agreement is more than a settlement. It's a blueprint for reform, touching admissions, curriculum, and campus safety. Columbia commits to academic excellence and open inquiry, moving away from activism-driven policies. The administration hails it as a victory for intellectual diversity and student safety. This deal sets a precedent, signaling that reform is now a national priority for higher education. The Columbia Agreement aims to fundamentally change how the university operates. Admissions will shift from affirmative action and DEI to a merit-based system. Academic departments, especially those focused on Middle East studies, will face stricter oversight to ensure balanced perspectives. New policies guarantee free speech and combat anti-Semitism, ensuring all students can access campus safely. The university is redrawing the line between protest and harassment, emphasizing order and education. Analyst Jillian Turner notes, the deal lets Columbia avoid legal battles and refocus on its core mission. The challenge now implementing sweeping changes to heal divisions and restore Columbia's reputation. The Columbia deal is a template for other universities, with Harvard next in line. The administration is pressuring elite schools to adopt similar reforms or risk federal funding cuts. University leaders face a dilemma: resist and risk legal battles, or reform and risk backlash from progressive factions. If more schools follow Columbia, it could trigger a nationwide shift away from DEI and affirmative action. This would reshape admissions, emphasizing standardized testing and academic merit. The debate: should universities focus on academic truth and open debate, or social justice and equity? How institutions respond will shape the future of American higher education. While campus reforms made headlines and energized students across the country, a different kind of transformation was underway in Washington, D.C., one that would reshape the very foundation of America's role in the global economy. The Trump administration was not just tweaking policies, but overhauling America's global economic relationships with a bold, unapologetic approach. In July 2025, the world watched as the U.S. and Japan signed a historic $550 billion trade deal. This agreement promised to supercharge U.S. agriculture exports and open new doors for American artificial intelligence investment, signaling a new era of economic cooperation between the two nations. But Japan was just the beginning. New agreements with the UK, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Vietnam soon followed, each crafted to secure American interests and expand the nation's influence in key global markets. These deals are part of a broader strategy to prioritize American industries, from manufacturing to technology, ensuring that U.S. workers and businesses remain competitive on the world stage. The administration has wielded tariffs more aggressively than any in recent memory, using them as both a shield and a bargaining chip in tough negotiations. The goal is to pressure trading partners into fairer deals, leveling the playing field for American companies and workers. By pushing for moderate, mutually beneficial tariff rates, the administration hopes to avoid trade wars while still protecting domestic interests. This marks a sharp break from decades of free trade orthodoxy, challenging the long-held belief that open markets alone guarantee prosperity. The new approach seeks to leverage America's vast market power to rewrite the rules of global trade, one deal at a time, and to ensure that the benefits of globalization are felt at home. Each agreement is a step toward a new world order in trade, where American priorities take center stage. Ultimately, the administration's success will be measured by job growth, rising wages, and a revitalized industrial base that can withstand global competition. A stronger industrial base is seen as the backbone of national security and economic independence. The administration is betting that a mix of protectionism and carefully negotiated bilateral deals will deliver better outcomes for American workers and families. If successful, this strategy could redefine what it means to win in the global economy, putting American workers at the heart of every decision. The world is watching closely, waiting to see if this bold gamble will pay off, and if America can truly forge a new frontier in global trade. The administration's economic vision is betting big on technology. Major investments in AI infrastructure are creating high-paying jobs, with companies like Meta and Oracle leading the way. The Big Beautiful Bill brings comprehensive crypto regulations, aiming for stability and responsible growth. The strategy fosters innovation in AI and digital finance, while protecting consumers and national interests. America's economic leadership now hinges on its prowess in tech, not just manufacturing. The administration is balancing encouragement of innovation with strong regulatory guardrails. The goal, a technologically advanced, economically secure future for American workers. Despite booming trade deals, surging corporate profits, and a record-setting Dow Jones, the story of America's economy is far from simple. On paper, the numbers look impressive. Wall Street celebrates new highs, and headlines tout economic growth. Yet, beneath the surface, a different reality unfolds for many Americans. Most Americans remain skeptical about the economy's true health. Rising grocery bills, higher rent, and everyday expenses weigh heavily on families, making it hard to feel optimistic, even as the markets soar. A July 2025 poll shows only 32% of Americans rate the economy as good or excellent, a slight improvement from March, but still a clear sign of lingering doubt and uncertainty. Sentiment is rising, but the gap between economic data and public perception remains stubbornly wide. The administration faces a major messaging challenge: how to bridge this divide and communicate that progress isn't just for the stock market, but for everyone. Translating complex policies into real, tangible benefits for working families is no easy feat. Many struggle to see how new laws or economic reforms actually affect their daily lives. The Big Beautiful Bill promises tax cuts for millions, eliminates taxes on tips and overtime pay, and aims to put more money directly into workers' pockets. It also supports affordable childcare and expands school choice, hoping to ease burdens on parents and give children better opportunities. The real task now is to show Americans in clear and relatable ways how these policies can improve their everyday lives, not just boost Wall Street's bottom line. For too long, economic success has felt distant, reserved for investors and big corporations. Until more people feel the impact in their own wallets and communities, skepticism will persist. The perception gap between Main Street and Wall Street will remain a defining challenge. The coming months will test whether the administration can truly deliver on its promises, and more importantly, convince the public that real change is happening for them, not just for the headlines. The third major story is DNI Tulsi Gabbard's explosive investigation into the origins of the 2016 Russia probe. Gabbard targets Obama-era intelligence officials, alleging they fabricated evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. Whistleblower documents suggest the intelligence community reversed its assessment under political pressure. The probe argues the real scandal was the weaponization of U.S. intelligence against a political opponent. The investigation is polarizing, reopening old wounds and challenging the established narrative. Media distractions like Trump's Epstein ties have complicated the story, but the probe presses on. Its outcome could upend the legacy of the 2016 election and hold top officials accountable. The Colombia reforms, economic overhaul, and Russia probe are the pillars of the Trump administration's vision. Each challenges the status quo in education, economics, and political justice. The common thread, dismantling old orthodoxies and reorienting national priorities. The road ahead is fraught with challenges: public skepticism, legislative battles, and looming midterm elections. The success of these initiatives depends on execution and public support. These stories will define the legacy of this era and set America's course for years to come. Will the nation embrace a new direction or resist the changes underway? The answers are being written in 2025, shaping the future for generations.